All right. So, Janelle, do you want to move on to the gate access item?
Yeah. It was suggested that we have a second person have access to the gate access in case anything should happen. And hopefully, we were hoping that a person would be able to get with Scott and be able to know how to utilize it in case of emergency or in case something needs to be done. So at this point, that was something that was suggested, and I don't know if that happened afterward. So was it? I guess, Scott, I'm asking you, did you share that with anyone?
Share what?
The gate access information and how to utilize it?
Your attorney, I can't say my attorney because she's really working at the direction of you since you control the finances and the bills and the disbursements as a bank signatory along with Janelle. She pretended to want to be interested in getting reimbursement for the pool stuff I come out of pocket for, but then she had a condition that I give up some access to the gate access system to someone else without there ever being an issue with the gate access system with anybody. You have remote access from your phone. Oliver's got remote access from his phone. I'm not sure what the problem is, but if you guys are trying to get your hooks into as much control as you can when there's not a problem, I have a problem with that. And you're going to have to come up with a good reason why there's an issue with the last 3 years of the gate being managed the way that it has.
Okay, because we've been talking about it in the past, and moving forward.
When were we talking about it? We've never talked about it.
It's been talked about.
Maybe between you and the attorney when you guys are trying to scheme on how you can get more power.
No, it has nothing to do with that. I was referring to, at one point, I know that Eric and I had talked to each other about it, and I had spoken with Carlos, and that was about as far as that had gotten, but I just felt that maybe if we have two people, because here's the thing, you have it programmed. What happens if for some reason your computer crashes or whatever the case may be?
Well, lucky for me, it's not on my computer. It's on a server that I built, installed, and set up.
Okay, so again, is that something that Carlos can get into?
Does Carlos feel...
What if something happens to you, Scott? What if you get sick or something happens? Somebody else needs to be a backup for the system.
Yep, and maybe we'll consider that with the new board that comes on, replaces you guys. I need a valid reason from, say, maybe even Carlos. Carlos, do you see a reason or something that I've done to cause the need for the gate access system to be spread across multiple directors because there's been some kind of access problem? Even people on this call that have had problems with me, no fault of my own, and needed a key to the pool, immediately I'm giving them access to the key. Like, I'm not malicious. I haven't kept anyone from being in the pool. You would think I would lock Oliver out if I could and wanted to, but I don't. I play by the rules. And
okay, so we aren't suggesting that. We are not suggesting that at all.
So why, after 3 years, now all of a sudden, after an April 25th recall, do you guys want to get access to the gate access system after the pool's been sabotaged multiple times?
I'm not asking for access. I'm not asking for access. I never once said that I was asking for access.
Has anyone ever needed a key that Oliver's emailed me and didn't immediately get their key?
It was just as a backup plan. It would be good.
Why are you creating problems that don't exist?
Why don't you choose a backup? Okay, I mean, you're human. Something can happen. You get into the car accident or something.
Something could.
You choose a backup yourself.
Because I'm paid $0 an hour.
To be the backup.
We don't have all the time in the world on these type of meetings, but I can tell you the way Janelle had it set up in the beginning, everyone could have had the same exact key and no one would have known any different. The way it was set up in the beginning, the keys weren't assigned to people. You had no idea who was using the gate. I redesigned, revamped everything, and now it's running like a top. To try to have someone come in here and like train them, nobody pays me for that. The things that I do are a benefit to the community. I'm not an unsuccessful person. I don't not have a job, but this is part of my hobby, is to give some of my knowledge base away to the community to benefit everyone, not to, start training my replacement.
Now, suppose you pick your own backup, though.
I want Carlos to tell
And
me
you
that he
say-
sees a need to be a backup for what I do. And if he even wants to do
There
that.
should be a backup for everything that we do. We just never got to that point where we got the
You guys are,
responsibilities.
because you're too busy trying to remove me from the board.
Yeah. So whenever you have a system in place, like a security system, it's always a good idea.
You know what's a good idea too? If I was a management company, I would want to get control of everything I could and disable the board's ability to be autonomous, so that they needed to keep using me and paying me year after year because we didn't know how to operate things ourselves. I think the best policy is for all of the board members to know how to operate all systems of the association so they can choose to have a management company come on and know what the value of that job costs.
Are you going to let me speak?
How much is it going to cost us?
I'll take that as a yes. So whenever you have a system as important as allowing people access to the pool, we're not talking about a remote key like the app that you provided, but I think the board is talking about the actual system that programs everybody's key fobs. Only you have private access to that system on your private server.
It's not my private server. It's the association server.
Can I please speak?
When you get your facts straight.
Good grief. Come on, Scott. Have some respect for let other people.
I don't respect anyone that got 9 votes to get hired illegally.
Okay.
Carry on.
You keep spewing nonsense. That has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
You're about to find out about nonsense. A couple days.
Okay. I don't know what kind of threat that is. But
all right, Oliver. Let's move it on.
Stick to agenda items.
Okay.
Jesus. Okay. All right. So what I was talking about is the actual gate system that programs everybody's key fobs. Only you're the only person who has full control and sole control over that entire system. You're the one who programmed it, set it up, but no one else knows. Like no one else has access to that system, any kind of admin access. So if something were to happen to you, then everyone would be up the creek. So therefore, it would.
Well, if you illegally remove me off a board on April 14th, you would be up Schitt's Creek too, wouldn't you?
I didn't swear. Okay.
You would have had a problem if you removed me on April 14th, like you wanted to, wouldn't you?
But please.
Because I would still know what I know, and you guys couldn't operate without me. That's the facts, and everyone here knows that.
You're impossible. Honestly, just let people speak. So essentially, what we're talking about is, only one person should have access to such an important security system. It should be at least another director.
It's a gate access system.
That's how a lot of associations
How would you know?
Associations handle that, or they have an outside vendor handle that. Either way, I'm pretty sure that's what the board is suggesting. So is there a motion on this item?
I don't know if the board's suggesting anything. I would like for them to speak and not you for the board. You don't represent the board.
Well, Oliver, I disagree with one thing, that it doesn't have to, I don't think it has to be a member of the board. It could just be a member of the community. Okay? As long as that person's a responsible member of the association. I don't know on that. I don't know. What's the discussion on?
I don't think that would be a good idea because only board members have access to privileged information, other homeowners' information.
Okay.
Which is not.
I'll research that, DJ, for you.
Is that a legal constraint, or is that?
We're not taking legal advice from Morgan.
Yeah, I'd say in my professional opinion, it's just not a good idea. You're either in a gray area or not recommended.
So at this point, what's going to happen? I'm going to say we're going to table this. We are not going to continue talking about something because we do have two very important things that we need to get to before the end of this meeting. One being